going with your box breath for 2 more complete rounds. So you're inhaling for 6, holding for 6, exhaling for 6, and holding the out breath for 6. And if you continue your practice, and perhaps you can practice this at home as well, you can increase your breath for a count of 7, 8, right up for as long as your body allows. The more you practice, the more you'll be able to strengthen the length of your breath and the tension of your breath. I'm currently at 11. Once you've completed your additional 2 rounds, just come back to your normal breath without any retention. Just check in how you feel. Notice any sensations. And then start to engage Ujjayi breath. The narrowing of the glottis, same sensation as you would when you swallow. So try if you can throughout your physical practice of yoga today to maintain your Ujjayi breath. We breathe in and out through our nose, through out. Try not to breathe in and out through your mouth. Once again, checking into your posture, sitting up nice and tall, crown of the head to the ceiling. Release your mudra and just wiggle your fingers. And then clench your fists and release. Clench your fists and release. One more clench and release. And just turn your palms so that your palms are resting on your knees, your thighs, and drop your chin into your chest. Stretching the back of the neck, flutter your eyelids open, and then with your nose, you're going to rotate your nose to your right shoulder, and then back down to the floor, and rotate it to your left shoulder, and back down to the floor, and then lift it up to center, and lift your nose to the ceiling, stretching the front of your neck, and then back to center. Drop your right earlobe to your right shoulder, and take your right hand and place it on your left cheek. Take your left hand away and reach it towards the floor, just for that extra little stretch of the neck. Take a nice breath in and slowly release, and take your head back to center, nice and slow. And then other side. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder, left hand to your right cheek, and take your right arm towards the floor. Take a breath in and then release. Now take your right arm up to the ceiling and your left hand is on the floor, just away from your body. You're going to do a side stretch, keeping the both sit bones down onto your block, the very edge of your block, not sitting on top of your block, or on the floor. So now you're stretching into the ribs and into the obliques. Good. Now that right hand is going to rotate down to your left thigh. Just place your hand on your thigh and take your left hand across to your opposite thigh. So now crisscrossing the arms. Take your chin into your chest and then hug your body with your hands. So take your hands away from your knees and hold on to your shoulder blades. Take a breath in here. And on exhale, start to straighten up the spine, lifting up the sternum, the chest, the heart. And then release the arms, open them up. And then release the right arm down. Side stretch. All the way over. Right hand is there for support. Keep pressing your sit bones into the mat, creating space into the ribs. One more breath, inhale. And on the exhale, the left hand the right, and then crisscross the arms. Take the chin into the chest, take a deep breath in, hug your body, hold onto your shoulder blades, and on the exhale start to lengthen through the spine, sitting up nice and tall. Open up the chest, open up the arms, release, and then release them down. You can grab a blocker too, it depends on everybody's mobility. Just place it in front of your crossed legs. You may need to be on the high side. And you're going to place your forearms onto the block. If you have two, you're welcome to use two. Try to keep the shoulders back so that you're not hugging the shoulders forward, so that you can feel the stretch into the hips. Just breathe slowly and tiny. And maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Everybody's going to be different. So just listen to your body. And that's the same throughout your practice today. So the majority of you have been here many times. So even in Surya Namaskar, if you need to take the modifications, doing half plank, doing cobra, you do you. And then slowly, with your block or without your block, walk your blocks over to your right thigh, staying low, folding over in the direction of your right thigh. Breath in. Breath out. Slowly come away from the right thigh and walk your blocks over to the left. And maybe you're not too folded, and that's okay. You can stay back here, just even just doing the twist, the rotation of the torso in the direction of the thigh we're folding over. Continue your journey breath. One more inhale. And on the exhale, walk your blocks, walk your torso around to center. And then slowly coming away, move your blocks to one side. Take your hands behind each of your hips. And then change legs so that the opposite leg is now in front. And then again, you can either use your blocks or without blocks, coming forward, folding forward. Just breathe. And even if you're not folding forward, just stay upright, close your eyes, and breathe. And then slowly move your blocks, move your torso, rotating round to your right. Slowly rotating back to center, and then moving over to the left. Breath in, and on the exhale, move back to center. Slowly roll up, move your blocks to one side, and then you're going to work through your legs, coming into tabletop position. So you just scoot your legs through, coming into tabletop. Moving your blocks out of the way, hips stacked above your knees, shoulders stacked above your wrists. Dropping the belly button down, head up, tailbone up, where your cow is, or cow, and then cat. Chin in, tailbone in, pushing the heart up to the ceiling. Inhale, the front of your body towards the floor, tailbone up, head up. Exhale, round. Keep going. Ensuring your hips are stacked above your knees. Good spread in your hands. Notice your weight in your hands if you're going mostly onto the heel of your hands. So start to use your knuckles, the thumbs, the fingers. Good. Try not to sway the hips forward and back. Keep the hips nice and sturdy. All the actions happening from your tailbone, rippling through your spine. Good. to open up this right arm to the ceiling and then thread through your right arm, lowering your your right shoulder, right cheek towards the floor, or all the way to the floor. Now just slide that left hand a little bit closer in underneath, so your wrist is underneath your left shoulder. Good. With the right arm extended underneath, if you are all the way down onto the floor, push the forearm into the floor to help with the rotation of that left shoulder in the direction of the ceiling. Good. Now this is very much optional. You do not have to take this any further. So from this position, as an option, if you wish to take the left leg up towards the ceiling and then pulse the left leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, sorry, 1. Good. Lower the left toes to the mat. The leg is still extended, so the left toes are to the mat behind. Good. You're going to push the left hand into the floor to take the right hand back up underneath. Good. Now take the right leg out behind into plank. Holding high plank. So we want those shoulders to be in line with our hips, so no high hips. We want the knees to be lined with the hips and the ankles. Now I want you to push that, Cecilia. Push your heart up to the ceiling. Just a wee bit lower with these hips. Good. Now squeeze the thigh muscles to the thigh bone. I want you to hug your ribs in. Hug, hug, hug. And take your ribs down to your hips and your hips up to your ribs. Good. Breathe. Ujjayi. Squeeze the belly in. And by all means, if you need to take a modification, drop your knees. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, both knees to the mat. Lift the body up into leader position. We're going to take the right leg out 45 degrees and in a 90-degree angle. Okay, good. The right hand slides along the inside of the right leg, left hand to the ceiling. And then gate pose, side stretch over to the right. Holding it there. Now the shoulders should be stacked. That right shoulder's not coming forward. Good, beautiful. Breathe. One more. Inhale. And on the exhale, come back up. Now we're going to straighten that right leg, but if it's too much, you can keep it bent. This is always optional. Breathe in, nice and long spine. Exhale, all the way over to the right. Good, stacking the shoulders. Don't allow that top shoulder to come forward. Stay with your breath. Ujjayi. That's a practice as well. One more. Inhale. And on the exhale, slowly come up, slide that right foot in. We're going to lower back to our tabletop formation. Rest underneath the shoulders. Now take that right leg all the way behind. Flex the foot. So try not to kick the feet behind you. That's it, so stay on your mat. We're going to hug those elbows in, chaturanga arms. But while you're doing chaturanga arms, we're going to lift our chin and lower our heart and our chin to the mat. And then push the floor away. 3 more. 3, up, 2, up, 1, up. Hug the knee into the nose. Bring the knee all the way through to the nose. And then lower it down. Other side. Left arm reaches up. Rotate. Rotate and take that left arm underneath the right. Lowering the left shoulder, left cheek all the way down to the floor. Slide that right wrist underneath your right shoulder. From here, start to push the forearm of the left arm into the floor and rotate all the way around to the right. Now again, this is optional. You can stay here, this is enough. Or take that right leg up in the direction of the ceiling and pulse for 5. Squeeze the right glute. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep it lifted. Push the floor away with your right hand. And take the left hand and then lower the right toes to the mat. Left wrist, right wrist underneath the shoulders. Take the left toes out behind. Plank. Good. Keep looking down at the floor so the crown of the head should be in line with your tailbone. That's it. Good, James. Push your heart up to the ceiling. Push your heart. That's it. Good. Tailbone is nice and taut. So Agnes, you lower your knees and just stay in the half plank formation. Yeah, that's it. Good. Right. Rock these shoulders forward. There you go. Draw this in. Draw. In. Good. One more breath. Inhale. And on exhale, slowly lower the knees to the mat. Slow. Good. And take your hands away into kneeling. Stepping up with the left, hip post. Tuck in the tailbone, zip up through your midline. Left hand to the inside, right hand to the ceiling. So no sticky or tush. And then inhale, exhale, side stretch. Now remember, try to bring that right shoulder back. Okay, so just notice, by just rotating the right shoulder back, you will emphasize the stretch into the right ribs. Good. Extend the top arm. One more inhale. And on the exhale, come back up to center. Keep the right arm still lifted. Now straighten the left leg. Or keep it bent. Everybody's different. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, up and over. Ever so slightly, tell your right shoulder to rotate back. Good. See the difference it makes in the ribs? Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale back to center. Lower the wrist underneath the shoulders to the floor. Take the left knee in. Normally I would lift it all the way around, but I don't want you with black eyes. Taking it behind. That's it. Toes to the floor and a little chaturanga the arms. Now you hug those elbows in, lower the heart and the chin to the mat. So we're stretching the neck and then push the floor away. 3 more. Push and lower. Push and lower. 1 more. Push, hug those in, hug. Now bring the knee into the nose. Knee, yeah, round your back. Knee into the nose, Agnes. That's it, into the nose. And then lower. Good. Take the right leg out behind on your mat. Left leg out behind, plant. Now, a little bit different than what we're used to. If you're in half plank, you stay there working in strength. For those in full plank, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take the heels in together, staying on the tippy toes, and the balls of our face. Good. Now, you're having to squeeze the inner leg muscles, the adductors. So if you've ever done ballet, it's first position. So the heels are together and the toes are rotated. Okay? Now, from here, we're going to bend the knees and lower our sit bones all the way down to the heels. And then we're going to ripple through our spine, undulate the spine forward into a plank. Inhale, bend the knees, bring the sit bones back to the heels. Exhale, ripple through your spine to the crown of your head. 2 more. Back, ripple forward into plank. 1 more. Inhale, back. Exhale, ripple forward into plank. Good. Now stay in first position and lift your sit bones up to the ceiling. Into downward dog. Now bend your knees ever so slightly. Keep the heels together. I know it's a little bit awkward and a little bit different. Good. It helps the hips. So heels are together. Toes are rotated away. Knees are bent. Ribs are in, belly's in. Good. 1 more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, ripple forward into plank. Heels together. Squeeze those inner adductor muscles. And then sit down low, back to your heels. Push the bat away with your hands. Then lift your sit bones up into downward dog. And then ripple through into a plank. Inhale, back to your heels. Stay low, push the mat away. Exhale, lift the sit bones up, lower the heels to the mat. And then ripple through into plank. 1 more time. Zip it up. Inhale, back to your heels. Exhale. Sit bones to the sky. Inhale, ripple forward. Now lift your heels. Away to the ceiling. Toes to the mat. Lift your sit bones up. Bend your knees. Downward dog. Bend your knees, feet in line. Toes in line with heels. In line with your knees. Hip distance apart. That's lovely. A soft micro bend in your elbows if anyone has hypermobility. Just an ever so slight bend in your elbows. That will help strengthen your triceps much more. Good. 1 more breath. Inhale. And And on the exhale, bend both knees, lift your gaze, step up with your right, followed by your left. Take your feet hip distance apart and hold on to your elbows. Hold on to your elbows, yeah? Forward fold, Uttanasana. Holding on to your elbows, creating space on your lower back. Now sway your body from side to side. Sway, sway, sway. Nice and slow. Good. You can bend your knees, you don't have to keep your legs straight. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, just come back to center. Release your hands to the floor. The head is heavy. Super, super heavy. We're going to roll up. Start to engage your glutes. Squeeze your glute muscles. And then start to roll up from your tailbone. Keeping both knees bent. Arms are nice and soft. Head is heavy. It comes last. All the way to Tadasana. Bring your feet together. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes and send a little positive affirmation, a little intention. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, flutter your eyelids open. As we're very close to all our lovely neighbours, we're going to take our arms forward rather than out. So inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, take them forward, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, 1, 2, plank. You are welcome to drop your knees here. Ensure your shoulders are stacked. Now hug those elbows in like we did in our little press up. Lower down into chaturanga. Hover the body for a moment, don't collapse. Then lower all the way down, squeeze the tush and lift your heart. Shoulders away from the ears, elbows in. Cobra. Melt the chest, tuck the toes under. Option here, lift the knees, push up into plank or half plank. And then lift the sit bones up, downward dog. Breathe. Hold this for 5 breaths. One more. Inhale. Ujjayi. I should be able to hear the sound of a baby sleeping. And on the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. Step up with your right, followed by your left. Half lift with the same in breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. All the way up. Hands together, look up at your thumbs. Exhale to your heart. Side 2. Inhale. Exhale. Straight spine. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, lift right plank or half plank, chaturanga. Now you can choose cobra, keeping the thighs and the pelvis on the floor, or upward dog, thighs are lifted. And then transition. From upward, you transition, but from cobra, you move into plank, downward dog. So you decide your practice in Surya Namaskar. If you want to continue with the cobra, extension of the spine, or all the way into upward dog. Stay with your breath. Press in all of your hands into the mat and knuckles. How we treat our body is how our body responds. So if we keep holding ourselves in the incorrect manner, then our body will start to reject. So we don't use our knuckles and our fingers. We will feel it in our wrists, not right away, but over time. One more breath, inhale. And on the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. Now focus the spot on your foot of your mat where you're going to take your feet. Step up with your left, followed by your right. Half lift, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. As if you're going to touch the ceiling. Hands together, look up at your thumbs. That's it. Exhale to your heart. Good. Round 2. Inhale, extended mountain. Good. Look up at your thumbs. This is a drishti. Exhale, swan dive with a nice long spine. Bend your knees if you can't touch the floor. Bend your knees. Good. Half lift, straighten your spine, look up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, 1, 2, plank. Hug your elbows in as you lower into chaturanga. Don't collapse the two. Good. And then upward dog or cobra. Point your feet, either one. Always come onto the front of the feet, okay? Don't have the toes tucked. And then tuck the toes. Then for your transition, through plank, downward dog. Stop with your hands, fingers, knuckles. Press them in. Hug your forearms in and rotate your biceps. Your biceps away from your ears. That's it. Good. Now hug your ribs in, your belly in. Not too much, just a little. Bend your knees if you can't maintain that length in your spine. Hug, that's it. Good. Now try to bring the front of your torso, no, the front of your chest towards your thighs. Yes. Good. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend your knees. Lift your gaze. Now focus your spot. Step up. 1, 2. Right, left. Half left. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, rise up. Hands together. Look at your thumbs. Just deep. Exhale to your heart. Good. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, fold. As if you're coming off a cliff. Good. Inhale, half lift. So don't bring your sit bones back as you fold. Yeah, it's not this. Okay, it's this, diving forward. And then bring your hands to the floor. Step back into your plank. Hug your elbows in, hug, hug, hug. Shoulders away from your ears. Bring your shoulder blades back and down your body. Hug, 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 all the way down. Cobra or upward dog. Point your feet, don't keep your toes tucked. Good, you're okay. It's retraining the mind. Good. And then transition into downward dog. Good. Now, when you are moving from plank to downward dog, sometimes the feet are too far back. So bring your feet up, not your hands. Not your hands. Bring your feet. It's easier to step up than it is to move your hands. Good. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And all the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze, step up, left, right. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, lift your knees, squeeze your thighs, lift your gaze. Exhale to your heart. Feet are hip distance apart. Toes align at heels. No look too wide, Agnes. Just hip distance. So this is your hips. So your feet should be directly underneath. That's it. Okay, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Toes just have a check down because this is really important. Toes are aligned with your heels. So at the start we were pigeon toes and now we're here. Good. We're going to lift our heels and balance on the balls of our feet. Good. And then lower. Keep the arms up. Good. 4 more times. Lift. Stay onto the big toe. Don't go onto the outside edge of your feet. Big toes. And lower. 3 more. 3. Lift. And lower. Sink into your big toes. Lower. 1 more. Lift. And lower. Now on the last one, lift. Sink into your big toes. We're going to dive forward. So this is where it's really important. When you dive forward, it's not to bring the sit bones back, okay? Because you will lose your balance. You need to dive forward and bring the whole of your top part of your torso forward as the heels stay lifted all the way down to the floor. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then lower your heels. Toe heel the feet out, wider than your hips. And then rotate your toes out. Bend your sit bones all the way down to the floor into Malasana. And then take your arms to the inside of your legs. Bring in your hands together. So you're using your elbows to gently open your legs even more. Holding it here. Good. Squeeze. Now, if you can bring your heels to the floor, an option is to drop your heels and lift your hips, staying here, as opposed to this. 1 more. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to extend those arms up, palms facing one another. Good. Now take your hands behind your head and we're going to lift up. For 5. And lower. 4. I know. Lower. 3. All the way down. Don't cheat. 2. It's a bit like. And 1. I trust you, all done. 5. And then take a bit over to the left foot. Keep the hands behind the head, elbows out wide. Take the right knee up to the right. So this is why we're warming up our hips at the start. We're going to take the left elbow to the right knee. Okay, so the last time I got this, it's this. Cross and open. Across and open. 3, 2, 1. Good. Now, rotate that right knee all the way back to the back of your mat, coming into Virabhadrasana 2. So the right toes are rotated out. That's it. Bend into that left knee. And then we're going to do a little armography, helicopter the arm. So the right arm comes up and back. Left arm comes forward. Good. Left knee is bent deeply. Now, once we're now in Warrior 2, see if we can go a little bit deeper. So you might need to widen your stance. Good. Rotate your nose to the left. Look over past your left middle fingernail. To the left. This is the left here. Front of the studio. Good. Tuck in your tush, because when we want to go deep, sometimes to go deep, we do this. So that's exaggerating. But tuck it in. Draw in the ribs. Belly in. And relax your shoulders. Good. Back leg is straight. Beautiful breathing. Complete focus on your drishti. Little finger. One more breath. Inhale. And on your exhale, reverse warrior. So right hand goes to the calf or the thigh, and the left hand goes to the ceiling. Then all we're doing is stay in that position with the upper body. We're going to straighten the left leg. Then we're going to rotate, bring those left ribs, left arm with you to Trikonasana. Both legs are straight, right arm to the ceiling, left hand to the inside of your calf, inside of your leg. Both legs are straight. Both legs are straight. That's it. Now, Trikonasana. We want that right shoulder to rotate back, together with your right ribs back. And your left ribs are sneaking underneath and they're rotating under. The top hand is in line with your bottom hand. Both legs are straight. So just like narrow with your legs. Unfortunately, you're just very, very tall. Makes it harder. One more breath. Inhale. On exhale, Dvihasta. We've done this before. We're going to mirror the top hand with the bottom hand. So the bottom hand comes up to the ear and the top hand goes to the right ear. Dvihasta. Even more into the ribs. Even more into the ribs. Then, take a breath in, and on exhale, lift the torso all the way up to the ceiling and pivot on your left toes, round to the coffee side of the room. So now our feet are equal. We're going to half fold. So dive forward with a nice long spine from your hips. That's it. And hands, keep arms straight. So keep your arms straight. That's it. Good. Now take your hands behind your head, just like we did in the earlier part, and bend your knees. For 5, don't lower the torso. Keep the torso nice and straight from your hips. 4, just bend the knees. 3, keep those elbows lifted. 2, and 1. Good. Now, pivot on your left toes, round to the front of your mat. Take your right toes with you ever so slightly. Lift the torso back up. Turn around. So now, both hips are square with the front of your mat and your shoulders. And then bend into that left knee ever so slightly. Reach your arms to the ceiling. Take your hands, interlace, and look up towards your forefinger, Warrior 1. Bend into that right knee. Both hips are coming with you. So, that right hip wants to stay back. We need to work super hard, good Suzanne, with the right hip to come forward. Back leg straight. So we drive into that left heel, left hip to bring it back. The right hip, we're working hard to bring it forward. Good. One more breath. Inhale. Keep reaching up, keep reaching up. Are you okay, James? Okay, just maybe take a narrower stance. That's it. And if it's too much, If it's too much with the bottom heel down, you can always lift the heel for crescent. Now from here, we're going to release the hands and take the hands back. As we do this, we're going to heel toe the front foot out a little bit wider. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Front knee is still bent. We're going to fold forward to the left shoulder meets the left knee. Bring the hands up to the ceiling, and the crown of your head is going down towards the floor. Bend deeply into that left knee. Left knee is bent. One more breath. Inhale, use your toes. And on the exhale, bend your elbows and release your hands. Right hand to the floor. Modified version into Vashisthasana side plank. That right knee comes all the way up underneath your right hip. Okay, so this is the modified version. Then this left leg is going to pivot to the side. Okay? For the full version, we were in runner's twist or runner's lunge, and then you rotate the outside edge of your right foot to the mat, and then step your left leg on top. Left hand to the ceiling. Full side plank. Modified version, the right knee's underneath your hip. Full version, both feet are stacked. One more breath, inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to pivot. We're going to rotate. Lower the left forearm to your mat and rotate to the outside edge of your right foot, or left foot, sorry. Right hand to the ceiling. Half forearm side plank. Forearm plank, guys. So the elbows on the mat. That's it. Elbows on the mat. Left elbow. That's it. Good. Now, join the left elbow with the right elbow. So rotate the body. So now you're in forearm plank. Both elbows underneath your shoulders. Good. Forearm plank. Squeeze. Shoulders align with hips, align with knees and ankles. And then arms don't move. We start to walk the feet up, lifting the sit bones up to the ceiling. Dolphin. Come on. Come on. Good. Elbows in, elbows in. Now, stay there. You are welcome, but some of you want a wee bit more in the strength department. So we take the weight over to the left, we reach the right leg to the ceiling, and then we take the right knee to the armpit, right armpit, and then back to the ceiling. Right knee to the right armpit, back to the ceiling. One more. Right knee to the right armpit, back to the ceiling, and then lower left, right toes to the mat. Good. Together, we're going to lift both elbows away from the floor. Downward dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extend the mountain. Exhale to your heart. Round two. Reach up. So many sound effects today. I could do without the music. Toes align with heels. Lift your heels. Lift your heels. Rise up. Elevate. Elevate. Arm, hands apart. Elevate. And then lower. Fix your gaze. Something that doesn't move. Thank God there's no wind today. Lift. And lower. Keep lifting the knees. Squeeze the thighs. Belly in. Ribs in. And lower. One more. Lift. And lower. This one we stay elevated. Now dive forward. Dive. With slow and controlled. All the way to the floor with the heels lifted. Using your big toes. And then lower the heels. Toe heel, the feet are wide. Pigeon toe the feet, lower the sit bones. Malasana. Spine nice and long. Using your elbows to open the thighs apart. Thumbs in the direction of your heart. Shoulder blades back and down your body. Good. Breathe. One more. Inhale. And on the exhale, release your hands. Take your hands behind your head. Open the elbows out wide. And then lift. For 5. Together. Lower. 4. Lower. Not too fast. Stay with me. 3. Lower. 2. Lower. 1. Good. Take the weight over to the left side, the right side this time, isn't it? Yeah, on. And then the left knee lifts. Right elbow, opposite elbow to the knee. Slow and controlled. Keep opening it out. Opposite. And out. Woo. Opposite. Dig into the right big toe. 2 more. Cross. Good, James. 1 more. Now keep it lifted. Rotate the knee all the way back to the back of your mat. Keep the left toes rotated out to the left. Bend deeply into that right knee. Good. Release your left arm, followed by your right arm. Warrior 2. So left arm, up and over, right arm comes out. Good. Bend into the right knee this time. Now look at your knee. Make sure 2 things. It's above your right ankle and it's opening to the right. Don't allow the knee to come in. Good. Rotate your nose to the right and look at your right middle fingernail. Unfortunately, for those tall people, wide stance, sink, sink. Don't stick out the tush. That's it, Patricia, lovely. Keep breathing. So a little bit of static. Looks from the distance that you're not doing very much, but inside the body's going. Okay, so that should how I feel. Everything's tight, everything's active. 1 more breath, inhale. On exhale, the left hand drops to the thigh, the right hand reaches up for reverse warrior. Stretching from your armpit all the way down to your ribs. Now, stay in that position with the torso, straight in the right leg. Straight in the right leg. Good. Now bring the right arm and the right ribs forward to the front, out where the fairies are. And then rotate into Trikonasana. Right hand to the outside edge of the shin. Good, just rest the back of the hand against the shin. Just the back of the hand. Good, both legs are straight. And the left hand is in line with the bottom hand, so it's not coming over yet. Top hand is in line. Shoulders stacked. Ribs stacked. Narrow your stance, narrow your stance. So, let's step up even more. Good. So, the right toes are facing the front of your mat, and the left heel is facing the back of your mat. That left hip wants to come forward, you have to work hard to bring it back. Left ribs back. Good, 1 more breath. Now bring the right arm to mirror the left arm. So both triceps or biceps beside your ears. The wee hasta. And then take both arms up to the ceiling. Pivot on the right toes. Facing now the left side of the studio. And you're going to dive forward with the arms out right. Okay, now take your hands behind your head. And bend your knees. Just bend your knees. Bend and straighten. Bend. Spine nice and long. Good. Bend and straighten. Good. Bend and straighten. 1 more. Bend. It's actually nice up there. Good. Now we are going to lift the torso upright. Pivot on the right toes to the front of your mat. Lift your left heel to the back of your mat. Bend into that right knee. Bring your left hip with you. And reach your arms to the ceiling. Warrior 1. Now in this position, it's extreme. I find Warrior 1 the most challenging pose of the yoga basics. So the left hip wants to stay back. We need to bring it forward. Now, if that is asking too much for your body, you lift your back heel. Just do crescent, okay? Because it is a very challenging pose. And for the first 5 years of my yoga practice, I never did Warrior 1. Ever, ever, ever. Because my pelvis just didn't like it. And what's the rule of yoga? If you don't like it, don't do it. 1 more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to pivot the right heel, right toes to the right. Hands release behind your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift your heart this time, look up. On the inhale, exhale, dive forward. Right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Hands to the ceiling, crown of the head to the floor. Bend deeply into that right knee, back leg is straight. Good. 1 more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend your elbows, release your hands. Take your left hand to the floor, lift your left heel away from the floor. This time we're going to open up the right hand to the ceiling. Runners twist. So this is the choice. You can decide half side plank or full plank. We are for half
underneath the left hip, and then take the right leg out to the right. Okay? Lifting both hips up. For full, you rotate the outside edge of the left and stand the right on top. Reach up. Good. Now, whichever one you choose, your top ribs are going up to the ceiling, and your bottom ribs are going up to the top ribs. Okay? Keep drawing in the navel. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, you're going to rotate right forearm to your mat. And then rotate to the outside edge of your right foot. Right foot. That's it, this side. And then lift your left hand to the ceiling. Side forearm plank. Good. Lift those hips. Don't collapse the hips. Good. Beautiful, Rachel. Good, Lucy. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, slowly rotate. Left forearm. Forearm plank. Toes to the mat. Good. Hold it here. Squeeze the belly in. Smile. Tell your brain, you're doing amazing. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, start to walk the feet up. Don't move those arms. Sit bones to the ceiling. Sit bones, sit bones, sit bones. Lovely, sure. Good. Dolphin pose. And then lift the left leg to the ceiling as an option. Now take the left knee to the left armpit. Even if you hit the tricep, you're going in the right direction. 3. Keep going. 2. Good, Barbara. 1. Back to the floor. Both feet are on the floor. Knees are not on the floor. Lift those hip bones. Now lift the elbows. Downward dog. 3. Nice way to leave the body on a Tuesday morning. One more. Reset the breath. Inhale. Okay, new flow. You're nearly there. No, I'm yay. Okay, sorry, I'm pure evil. So, rotate both of your heels over to your left. Both of your heels. Both of your heels to the left. Your right hand is still on the mat, okay? Now, we're going to bend those knees deeply. This is the modified version. You do not take the right hand away, okay? So you keep both hands on the floor and then you straighten. You bend and you straighten, okay? For those of you who want a wee bit more on the strength department, you're going to take the right hand away and take your right elbow to your knee, and then as you straighten your legs, your right hand comes over the head. And then you bend, tap, and then bring it over. 3 more. 3, over, 2, over, 1, and on this last one coming over, you take your right leg with you. Okay, a little arm archway. Left arm shoots up to the ceiling, followed by the right, and then you tap the right hand to the left toes, a little opposition, okay? Then you swoop the arms back to the front of your mat to crescent. To crescent. Good. Stay with your breath. Crescent. All 10 toes are facing the front of your mat. It's not warrior 1, okay? Back heel is lifted. Back leg is straight. Front knee is bent. Good. Now, a little bit of a step up with the back foot. Ooh, get my balance. A little step up with the back foot. And then take both legs for straight. Take your hands behind. Option 1, hold on to the elbows. Option 2, Anjali Mudra. Okay. Now, look at the front of your mat. Your front of your mat is straight. Your hips should be in line with the front of your mat, okay? And your shoulders. Both legs are straight, and all we're going to do is dive forward with our torso. Only halfway, because once we start to go further, we round our back. Want to keep the back nice and long and straight. Look down at our right big toe. Hold it there. Pardvottanasana. Forward fold. Over straight, 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 straight. Front leg. Straight front leg, Suzanne. That's it. Good. Now, what happens is that right hip is going to come forward. We need to drive that right hip back, left hip forward. Okay, bring in your heart to the floor. Bring in your heart to the floor and your shoulders back. Just let me do it. Shoulders back. That's it. Good. Yeah, see the difference? One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, lift the torso upright. Now, we're going to do a little twist. We're going to pivot on the feet. Keep a hold of your elbows or your hands all the way around to the back. So now we're going to watch the people at the back. So this is a little bit more challenging, so you may want to grab your block to the outside edge of your left foot. This is a twisted reverse Parsvattanasana. Okay. Now, the left toes are facing the front or the back of your mat. Okay. We're going to rotate, and the right toes are out to the right. We're going to rotate that right shoulder forward, release your elbows, and take your right hand to the block or to the floor. Everybody's going to be different. Okay, now take the left hand up to the ceiling and rotate the torso, so it's a twist. That's it, yep, you do it. Both legs are straight. This is what makes it hard. Both legs are straight. Good. Beautiful, Paula. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to challenge our bodies a little bit more. Like, could it be any more challenging? We're going to bend into that left knee. Take that right hand beyond your left foot. And we're going to lift that right leg away from the floor. Ardha Chandrasana, or reverse Ardha Chandrasana. Right leg away from the floor. In your twist. Good. Breathe. Slowly. We're going to rotate the torso so that it's straight, not twisted, and then sweep that right knee all the way up to the ceiling with our arms. Good. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, just take a step back to the middle of your mat. That's it. Lower your hands to the floor. Take your knees to both of your armpits, and then bring your weight onto your upper arms. Take your right foot away. Maybe bring your right foot back down. Take your left foot away. Bring it back down, or take both feet away. Crow pose. A little arm balance. Take a breath in. Did you do it? Good one. I missed it. Take a breath in. Take a breath in. And then half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands to the floor. Step back, 1, 2, plank. Chaturanga. Sneak that one in. Upward dog or cobra. And then downward dog. Okay, so now we're going to take both heels over to the right. Both heels over to the right. Option is to keep both hands on the floor, bend the knees to the left, and then straighten, okay? Option 2, take your left hand away, so the left elbow comes to the knees, and then it goes over the head as you straighten your legs. Then bend your knees, elbow to the knees, straighten, extend. One more. Bend, and straighten, bend, and this time take your left leg with your arm, stepping up into your runner's lunge. Good. Now you're going to shoot the right arm forward, and then up to the ceiling. Take your left hand with you and tap your right foot. A little tap. And then swoop through the center, all the way into crescent. All the way into crescent. All 10 toes to the back of your mat. Back leg is straight, front knee is bent. Sink your hips low. Remember, your hips are square with the front of your mat. Hips are square with the front of your mat. Good. Good, 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 good. Now, a little step up at the back foot, and we straighten the front leg for our Parsvattanasana. Holding on to our elbows or into prayer. Lift the heart, a little micro back bend. Inhale. Keep those hips square as you dive forward. Now work into that left heel. Drag that left heel back. It'll keep the left hip going back. Try not to go too low, because the emphasis is keeping the shoulders square and the spine long. Beautiful, Rachel. Good, Stephen. Keep breathing. Shoulders away from the ears. That's it, Lucy. Better. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, bring the torso back upright. We're going to pivot to the right. So left toes go to the right, and then followed by the right. So this time you're taking your block to either the outside edge of your right foot or to the inside, whichever feels better for your body. We're going to do our reverse Parsvattanasana. So the left hand goes up to the ceiling, and then we're going to rotate that right shoulder back. Take the left hand across to the outside edge of your right foot or a block, and then take your right hand to the ceiling. Rotate your gaze, look up at your right thumb. Both legs are straight. Good. So take that right hip with, left hip with you, Suzanne. Yeah. Left hip square. Both hips are square, both legs are straight. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, start a little micro bend into that right knee. Bring your left hand beyond your right foot. Peel the left toes away from the floor, lifting the left leg up. Revolved Ardha Chandrasana. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, swing. Straighten the torso, swing the left knee up. Take a breath in. And on the exhale, step back to the middle of your mat. Toes come out, this might be easier. And then lower, hands to the floor. Take your knees to your armpits, lift your heels away from the floor. Now even if you're here, taking the weight onto your hands, keep your toes onto the mat. Even just holding here is more than enough. Or attempt taking both feet away. The secret is to hug those knees into your armpits. That's it, Stephen, good. One more breath, inhale. And on the exhale, oh no, nearly. Oh. Trust me, I have done that on carpet and left myself the nose guard. Oh, it's not nice, it's not nice. Now step back, 1, 2, into plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog.
Had to try it.
That's it. Good woman, that is the Calvin. If I had gold medals, I would give you one. One more breath, inhale.
Sure, you can give me a golden A.
And then on the exhale, lower your knees to the mat, cross your feet, and then bring your legs straight into seated. Okay, Dandasana, seated mountain. Paschimottanasana, reach the arms up to the ceiling, and then bring them forward. Now what happens when you bring them forward? Sometimes this happens, okay? So we don't want that. If we can't reach the toes without doing this, take your hands to the mat. And then forward fold, shoulders back. Looking at your beautiful big toes. Check your feet, okay? So sometimes we do this. Okay, so when we do that, that's rotating the knees and it's rotating the hips. We want to keep the toes going up so that they're in line with the knees and line with the hips. So you use your adductors, squeeze your adductors together. Forward fold. Your hands can be on the floor. Shoulders away from your ears. Heart is forward. Think into your heart. Shining a light. Good. Try not to lift the chin. Keep the chin slightly tucked. Now, if you have managed to hold onto your toes, woohoo, and then fold, melting your belly onto your thighs. Pressing the backs of the legs, even close your eyes in this position because we're not moving and grooving. One more breath, inhale. And on the exhale, slowly unravel, coming upright, straighten back into Dandasana. Take your right sole of your foot to the inside of your left thigh, sitting back to your square hip position. And then once again, bringing your heart forward. Hands can be either side of your left leg. Left toes to the ceiling. Heart forward. If you can reach your toes, lift your heart. And then forward fold, melting your belly onto your thighs. Just to notice, if your shoulders are square, if you're leaning into the left shoulder, try to keep both shoulders square. That's it. These are just little cues just to remind your body, because our body wants to take the easier option, and that's okay. But then what happens is the neural messages that you're sending to your brain thinks that that's the right position. So then your muscles get comfortable, and then after a while you start to feel a little unevenness in the body. So yoga is all about correcting that unevenness, correcting our alignment. And sometimes it means that you have to work that wee bit harder. But you can do that. You can tell yourself you can with your breath. One more, inhale. And on the exhale, slowly come away from your left leg. Now we're going to rotate the left shoulder in the direction of our left leg. So it's a slight rotation of the torso round to your right, okay? The left hand slides along the left leg and the right arm comes up and over. So again, we're stretching into the ribs, but the armpit into the waist. Good. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, slowly come upright. Take the right hand behind the right hip, a little modified rock star. You're going to press the floor away with your right hand, lifting your hips, and the left hand comes up and over the head. Squeeze. Picture perfect. Okay. That's it. So you're using your right knee to your right shin for the balance, lifting your pelvis up, up, up. Good. So there's a nice big extension of the spine. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, slowly come back down. Rotating the torso, extending the right leg, taking the left leg in. Sole of the left foot to the right, right toes to the ceiling. Square your shoulders with your hips. Come forward with your heart. Or if you're reaching for the toes, reach up, grab your toes, and then fold. Notice your shoulders. Right shoulder in line with your left shoulder. Keeping your bottom foot flexed. And one more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, slowly come away from the leg. Rotate the right shoulder in the direction of your right leg. The right hand slides along the right leg, and the left leg, so the other way. That's it. That's it. Left hand comes up and over. Other left there, Agnes. There you go, that's it. Good. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, come away from your right leg, left hand behind the left hip. Then this right arm is going to swoop, and you're going to come onto the shin of your left leg, lifting the pelvis, and looking back at your right palm. Your right palm is over your head. Take a breath in. And on the exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly lower the sit bones back down. And then coming back to both sit bones, extend the left leg away. And we're going to take our legs just apart, wider than our mat. So maybe alternate. Ready, come forward. And then that's it. Okay. And then we're going to take our hands in between our legs on the dome fingers or palm fingers. Good. We're going to lean back, point our feet, and then lift. And lift. And lift. And lift. For 5. For 4. Okay, go. 3. At the same time. 2. 1. Okay, good. So is the quads now talking? Good. Take your hands behind, slide your legs in, give them a shake. Last one, I promise. Scoot your bum forward, lower all the way down onto your back. Feet flat on your mat, hip distance apart, knees to the ceiling. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Draw the navel in, tuck in your tailbone, and then start to lift your tailbone away from the floor, coming into bridge, Setu Bandha. Pelvis, lift, 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 as high as it can go to the ceiling. The back of the neck is long, nose is pointed directly to the ceiling. And then if you want to go that little bit more, roll each shoulder underneath each other. Take your hands underneath your sit bones, interlace, and press your fists or your hands into the mat, along with your forearms. Yeah, that's it. So you interlace your hands. Interlace, that's it. You bring the front of your hands, interlace. I'm going to bring those down. That's it. Good.
You're in a dangerous spot now.
So that's just the quickest way. Stay with your pelvis lifted. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, release your hands if they were interlaced. And then don't just collapse down. Think into the upper part of your back. Lower one vertebrae at a time. 1, 1, 1. And then the next. Then the next.
all the way down to your mat. Take your knees into your chest. Give yourself a well done hug. Rock your body from side to side. Come back to center. Now take your hands underneath the crease of your knees and then roll up through your spine 3 or 4 times, giving your back a massage. And then final one, come all the way up and grab your jumpers, your socks, your blankets, bolsters, whatever you need, grab pillows. For a quick relaxation, because I've gone way over 20. So finding your way as quick as you can onto your mat into Shavasana. Finding your comfortable position. Okay. So once you find your Shavasana, arms by your sides, palms rotated to the ceiling, toes rotated away from your body. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Just checking into how you feel. Noticing the sensations and your vibrations. Give yourself a little bit of thanks for all that your body is able to achieve on your rectangular piece of foam. Just allow the body to be weighted on your mat and into the floor. There's no need to move or fidget. Taking your awareness to the crown of your head, relax the crown of your head, the back of your head, sides of your head, forehead. Relax your eyebrows, center, eyelids, eyes, nose, nostrils, cheeks, ears, mouth, teeth, unclenched. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw and your chin, throat and neck, collarbones, your chest. Relax your heart, your front ribs, side ribs, back ribs. Relax your abdomen, your belly button. Relax your hips and your pelvis, thighs, knees, shins, ankles, the tops of your feet, your 10 toes, soles of your feet, your heels, calves, backs of knees, hamstrings, buttocks, lower back, middle back, upper back. Relax your shoulders, armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, heel of your hands, your thumbs, forefingers, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, backs of your hands, and the palms of your hands. Both arms, legs, torso, and head. Your whole body relaxed, still. Only your breath breathing in and breathing out. The world asks nothing more of us than our appreciation. What more can you give to everything? The universe is awakening. This is the land of lightning, monsoons, magic, wonder. There is a bird behind your breastplate. It's next to the flowing lava. Stoke the fire with a deep breath. Your body heat is a chandelier. This world is gathered around you. Taste the honey glittering from your eyelashes. Squeeze your soul into the open spaces of possibility this day offers. You are an endlessly unfolding art piece. Your body is just the sky. Your words are prayers. Drips from your brow reveal more and more miracles. Your breath. Inhaling, filling up your chest, your ribs, and your belly. Exhaling, letting go and releasing any remnants of tension are released. Becoming aware of the parts of your body connected to your mat, to the floor, and the space your body takes up on your mat and within the studio. Surroundings. Taking your awareness to the signs, external signs, internal signs. And waking up our bodies, take our awareness to our hands and to our feet, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Your hands and relax your feet and draw your navel in as you slide your heels one at a time up towards your sit bones, knees to the ceiling. And when you're ready, take your knees slowly into your chest, holding on to the tops or underneath your knees, lengthen your spine and rock your body from side to side. Coming back to center. Reach your right arm up and over your head, and with your eyes closed, roll over to your right side, placing your left hand on the floor to the front of your hand. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, push the floor away with your left hand, coming up into seated cross leg, nice and tall spine. Keeping your eyes closed and bring your hands together. Rub your feet. And place your hands over your eyes. Open your eyes and now squeeze them shut. Open. Squeeze them shut. Open. Look up. Look down. Look to the right. To the left. Rotate clockwise. Anti-clockwise. And then bring your hands back together in front of your heart. Take a moment now and repeat your Sankapa, your positive affirmation. Take a breath in and lengthen your spine and open up your heart. And on the exhale, keep your heart lifted as you bow your chin into your chest. Turn the corners of your mouth up to your eyes. Flutter your eyelids open. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you all.